Okay. Baal the Storm God. This is a variation from some of the other sci-fi movies where, as opposed to the military and an archaeologist being on an island, it's an archaeologist who finds a set of 4 stones that, when they're exposed to their given elements, release aspects of Baal the Storm God. Essentially, it's Jeremy London's archaeologist fighting a giant supercell storm. Now, of course, the military does get involved, and they throw out a ton of what sound like meteorological terms. You know, troposphere, atmosphere. You know, they throw out words that you kind of go, I've heard of those before. I don't know if you're using them correctly. So essentially, it's the battle of these stones releasing a god who's a storm, and the storm, you know, ravaging a lot of the planet as only a sci-fi storm can. And a military group that is using a meteorologist to try to figure out how to fight the storm. Now, if you know anything about how inept the military comes off in most sci-fi movies, what do you think they try to do? Well, you can't do negotiations with the storm. Duh, it's a storm. So they decide the best thing to do is to launch a nuclear weapon at it. Yes, they actually discuss launching a nuke into a storm. Because, you know, the radiation might reverse polarize the microwaves that are making up the supercell of the storm. However, it might nickel metal hydride lithium ion reverse radiate the ozone and turn it into a layer of argon gas. So there's lots of dialogue that you kind of go, yeah, I've heard a lot of those words. I think you're just kind of throwing them all together in one long sentence to make it sound like you know what you're talking about. When is that you're kind of just, you know, pulling out random words and trying to throw them together. Now, of course, when they get to the point where they've almost fully unleashed Baal, the storm god, who they find out that these 4 discs essentially hook into a statue, I really would love to know how, like, ancient times they were able to take a flat disc, put it into a stone statue, have it automatically turn, and reveal other machinery on the inside of it. And had some machinery still work while it's been buried under sand for centuries. You know, we can barely make cars that'll last like 30 years. But a stone statue that had to be excavated and then cleaned, ironically, still has spots for 4 discs to fit perfectly into it to open like a combination lock in the chest to help unlock a god. And of course, in the same room as the Baal statue, there is the god that defeated Baal. And what do you think is needed to defeat the Baal, the storm god? You have to remove all 4 discs from one side, put them into a key slot in the other, and then it launches a beam which destroys the superstorm. Sorry if I just ruined the movie for you. But I really don't know how you get funding for, it's a storm. Okay. Storm god. Okay. It's Baal the storm god. Alright, what's it going to be about? Archaeologists, the military, and ancient gods. No dinosaurs this time. Here's some money, make it. It'll be an awesome movie. Most of it is that bizarre, laughable. Were they trying to go for a spoof? Are they trying to take it seriously? Or is it just bad? Either way, it's Baal Storm God.